Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 13th. We're just going to jump right in here. You have this intuition and this friendship card, so that looks good except for the Tower. I feel like you need to trust your intuition on some sort of friendship or some sort of situation here, especially if you're unsure. I kind of get that feeling here of like being unsure of something. So, again, if you feel weird about a person or, if you're experiencing something weird, definitely something that I would pay attention to. What I will say is this week I'm doing past, present, future outcome for each row here. And so, it does look like something that happened in the past, like there was some sort of Tower moment with a friend, or just, I kind of just feel like this is a Tower moment in a situation where, you just didn't trust your intuition, which I think is, it's funny because most people consider Pisces to be the most intuitive, and we are, but I think that sometimes we don't trust it, right? We think we're crazy or, whatever the case may be. So, I kind of really feel this is saying like, trust your intuition or trust what your intuition has told you. The good news is that in your present position, you have the Star, which really tells me that you have healed or you are healing from whatever this Tower moment was in your life. It's kind of weird because I'm not picking up on anything like, and what I mean by that is it could have been, this could be any situation that you have dealt with that caused like some sort of shock or a Tower moment in your life. In the Tower, with the Star, like I said, the Star just tells me that you're healing past this whole thing. It could have been someone who juggled you. Again, you have the Two of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. I feel like this has come up for you in the past before. It could have been some sort of juggling situation. Could have been a situation involving children as well. You have this Poverty and Child card showing up in your future position. Obviously, I would be careful. If a person is coming back and is in poverty and is asking for money or something like that for some sort of issue that isn't yours, it's like there's, I kind of feel that someone could be preying on your kind heart here, especially in this row. So again, I would trust your intuition and make sure that you're not like, giving to a person who's just using you. You have the Hangman here, so I feel like you're showing up in a good position. It's kind of funny because, like, I feel if you did have a Tower moment, that this is just you being like, I should have trusted myself. I think you've put yourself into this position of introspection where it's like you have trusted I think you're saying to yourself now that you know that you can trust yourself. I don't know. Those are the words I'm getting. I hope that makes sense. Where it's kind of like you maybe had a moment where you're like, oh, I should have trusted myself here. But I feel the Hangman is saying you're putting yourself in a position where you're saying like, okay, now I know I can trust whenever I feel that feeling or whenever I get that intuitive hit, I can trust it because it's true or, whatever. So I kind of feel something about trusting yourself here. Let's see what is going on with this whole mess right here. And for some reason, this deck is not cooperating today. And so let's see. There we go. With the Tower, you have the Four Cups. See, I feel that you really poured into a situation and were disappointed. This is the White Sage Tarot, and those three cups are pouring into this one cup. I really like this card in this deck, because the three cups are pouring into one. But it's almost like you are feeling something here. I don't even think this is just love, Pisces. For some of you, this could be a business where it's like you're giving. But it almost looks like this cup is never filling up, So it's like it doesn't matter, how much you give to the situation. It's not, there's nothing. It's just like an endless pit. So, I kind of feel the harsh reality that you learned in the past with the Towers that you can't give to something that is just an endless, pit that has no end. So I feel like that you were really giving in a situation and you didn't get anything out of it. Yes, and this caused some sort of big transformation. I'm telling you right now, I've been saying this for a very long ass time. For like at least 2-3 years, I've been saying for probably longer since Uranus went into Taurus that I am convinced that, Uranus in Aries for you, which you had before it was in Taurus, obviously, was very difficult for Pisces. I think that's a big challenge. It's a challenging place to be. In the second, it sucks. In the first place, in Aries, it's even worse. So, what I would say is those 8 years, which, if you go back like 2 or 3 years, the 8 years before that were probably maybe your toughest years, right, Pisces? And I am convinced that Pisces now it's like what you have been through, and I've said this a million times before, it's like what you have been through is what everyone's about to go through, And so it's like you're going to be fine. You might see other people struggling, and so you've been through this transformation. What is your job? Your job is this right here, Star. Your job is to inspire people and help guide them through this in the easiest way possible. Just that simple. So, anything you can do to be an inspiration, to show people how to be successful, or, whatever the case may be, how to live a good life, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. But that's like the transformation that is going on here. With the Hangman, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I would be careful if someone's trying to rush back into your life going, this way. They could be saying like, oh, I've healed, but they're still a liar. So, I would be very careful of that energy with the Seven of Swords there. Seven of Swords, it's like, this strikes me as a person who will just always play games, so I would be careful of that. Next, in the area of your present position, you have this Observer in this By the Book card. It's funny that I just said games, because I feel like saying you're playing the game. But I'm not talking about the love situation. For whatever reason, with this By the Book card, I kind of see you working on things. I'm talking about like projects, businesses, things like that. And it's like you're playing the game. I feel like, and what I mean by that is it's like you're doing things at work. And I feel this Observer card is saying that you have a really good eye right now on what works or what can work, as far as work or business or projects are concerned. And I feel you need to trust that, because, this is saying to me, like, you could be seeing something that works and doing it for yourself. And I feel like you're going to find success. You have the Page of Wands, the Star, and the Death card. The Page of Wands is a card of going on an adventure. I definitely feel it would be a good time for you to go on an adventure right now. And anything adventurous Pisces can do, I think, is going to lead to a lot of success. I mean, you literally go down from here to the Lovers to the Knight of Wands. I mean, there could be a fire sign coming in for you, but, what I would say is that the Lovers is a new path. It's you starting a new journey, and it is time for you to start something new. Someone left me a comment, and they said, stop scolding Pisces and telling them to do something new. But really, it's like, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I don't think tarot should tell anyone what to do. But again, if I were a Pisces, which I am, I would be working on a new project, which I am, right? So, there's a lot of reasons for it. And again, does that mean if you're working on something old that you're going to struggle or have problems? Absolutely not. But if you are working on something old, right, like an old project, I would just, maybe just come up with like one idea on how you could evolve it. Like, how can you bring it to the next level, or how can you just make a little, evolutionary change inside of whatever it is you're working on? Like, if it's a project or a business, can you update your technology? Can you write a new blog post, right, for your business? Can you do something new, right? I would just do one thing. And again, not telling you what to do. Whatever you want to do is fine. Whatever. I don't care. But again, if you want to be very successful, I would do something new. And again, if you're completely thinking about evolving, then of course you will be very successful. At this time, I believe that's literally why I'm doing it. So, I always say, I hate when people say, do as I say, not as I do. I literally do the stuff that I say. So you can all see it right in front of you. And, it's just that simple. So, I'm trying to be the Pisces that is the example. The Star is all about you being the example. So it is your job, Pisces. Especially for those of you that might be asking, like, what is my spiritual gift, or what is my purpose? I would say being an example, just that simple with the Star, especially over the next 20 years, like whatever you can do, whatever that means for you. You have the Death card, again, big changes coming. Again, we see this in the astrology. So, I think that there's going to be a lot of changes for you in general. And, I feel the sun is finally coming up. The two pillars from the moon are back here, and, the sun is coming up between those two pillars. So I feel you're entering into kind of like a sun period. Like I said, it's an amazing time for you to get attention, Pisces. With the Page of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's like in those moments where you're learning something new that you're going to have the best time, So that's why I encourage adventure. I don't think you literally have to travel or move or, any of that stuff. But, the adventures could be just very simple. It could be you going on a vacation. It could be you going on an adventure from home where you just learn something new. Like I said, learn a new skill. That can be an adventure. Could be you taking a class or just doing something you've never done before. But that's really where the gold is for you, Pisces. With the Star, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is amazing. See, I feel like you're having a little bit of a glow up here after a Tower moment. So if there have been Tower moments or shocks or surprises, it looks to me like there's a lot of success coming in for you. With the Death card, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I would be careful of a person coming back. Again, someone could be seeing you glowing, here. And I really feel it's time for you to, focus on, the people who are right for you, Pisces. I think that, the challenge for Pisces, and especially, maybe even recently, all the way go back like a decade, is people not understanding you. That is a challenge for Pisces. It's kind of like been the challenge, I believe, is that maybe you do things and maybe people don't understand you. And so they, leave you, or they, do something bad to you, or they talk about you or whatever, right? And it's like now, like, I think people are seeing who the real ones are with the star. And so it's like the truth is coming out. And so all these past people might be like, oh my God, Pisces was right all along about these businesses and, or about their crazy ideas or whatever. And I think that, it's like now they could be coming back, with their hand out. So I would be careful, especially with this right here. You have this child in poverty card. This could be a past person. Could be anything, really. Again, I'm just getting that this could be, people in the past who made fun of you or whatever coming in with a handout. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't help people, of course, but, at the same time, it's like, are you really helping them? And, or are they just using you in general? And so I would be very careful of that. I think that the child is also saying that there's something that you need to protect at all costs, especially if you're working on a new project or a business or an idea. Could just be an idea for your life. Could have to do with your health or, your wellness or just your mental, state or whatever it is. I kind of just get protection here. It's like, especially because, again, there might be some problems in the outside world. And so I feel it's time for you to protect your mental state so that you can have the best effect, so that you can help the outside world in the first place. And so I think that's the place that this is coming from. You have the Seven of Swords, the Lovers, and the Emperor. The Seven of Swords, of course, can represent lying, cheating, stealing. Personally, I like the Seven of Swords. It is a golden card, and as I always say, golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. Really, it's a card of tactics and doing things differently. So just like I said, if you can evolve an idea, that would be good for you. Again, I will say that it is a tricky card. So, if you have a person coming back from the past where it was just like giving to an endless pit where you were giving and getting nothing in return, then I feel it's time for you to kind of like leave this in the past officially. You have the Lovers. Definitely could be a fire sign coming in for you. I kind of feel like some of you could be meeting someone in public here as well. I don't know why I get that. Maybe the Nine of Wands is standing out to me as public for some reason. I don't know. I read intuitively, so there you go. But definitely could be kind of like the universe bringing you and another person together. It's very interesting. Like, I feel like this energy, if you're meeting a person in public, I just want to say, like, I feel like their energy is very sedated, but not like in a bad way. It's weird. I picture this in my head, and it's like I just see a person who's like very calm. Like, this isn't a bad thing, but there's something that's standing out to me about it. I think the reason I'm saying this is I think it will stand out to you. Like, I think this person, it's like, I don't know. I think some people get to a point in their life where it's like they just completely stop trying, but in a good way. And I feel like that's this person. It's like there's nothing, try hard about this person. And sorry, there's something floating in front of my face. And, I think there's nothing try hard about them. And I think they just have this kind of I don't give two what's attitude, but not like in a bad way, not in a careless way, just more in a place where they're like, I am who I am. This is it. But there's a subdued energy that I get here as well. I don't know. There you go. I think you'll notice it when you see it. So there you go. You have the Emperor. Could be an Aries. Could be any sign. I feel like you could be attracting your Emperor or, like a real boss. So if you're looking for love, definitely looks to be, a real one, just like you. Again, I think you're attracting someone who's just like you, Pisces. So let's see. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Four of Swords. See, you've recovered from this as well. Even going this way, we know, Tower, Star, you're focusing on yourself. I feel like you're focusing on your own abundance. Going this way, it's like you've recovered from this, so don't allow a past person to mess up your day. Are you kidding? With the Lovers, you have the Empress. I told you right now. There you go. Boom. There's something very easy or flowing about this connection. I'm telling you right now. If you haven't met this person yet, some of you, I feel like you already have an idea of who this person is. If you haven't met this person yet, there's something about it. I literally feel, I don't really believe in love at first sight, but what I would say is that I feel like it's almost like love at first sight. There's something just easy. It's like maybe you meet this person in public and you just start talking to them out of nowhere. It gives me that kind of vibe, like Serendipity, that movie with John Cusack or whoever it is, right? And also my future wife, Kate Beckinsale, right? So, what I would say here is that, it kind of gives me the vibes of just kind of bumping into a person. Then you start talking and it just has this flow. With the Emperor, you have the Virgo card here. Hermit. I can't think all of a sudden. So it could be a Virgo that you're attracting. It could be any sign. You literally have everything here: Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. You have fire, Taurus, Virgo. You have air. So literally could be anything. The Hermit, I feel, is saying that you need to, again, it's kind of funny because he has a star in his lantern, right? And you have the star. So I feel like you need to shine your light, and which is really kind of like going to be a main theme for you for the next 20 years, Pluto and Aquarius. So, I would be doing whatever you can to inspire people at this time just by being alive. You can, that is good enough. And I always tell people you don't have to inspire a million people. Inspiring one person is good enough. If you inspire one person to make a positive change, that's it, right? We need to create more of these positive snowballs in life. And, that's what I'm a big fan of doing right now, is just creating positive snowballs. Next, you have this in the area of your outcome. You have a social media card. It says making money with SM. It will be very lucrative. So if you're an influencer, YouTuber, whatever, very good for you. Grow your social media presence and build a reputation. And again, if you don't have social media, by the way, that's perfectly fine. I think that we see a lot of social stuff here. So, again, if you don't want to do that, I think it would be a great week for you to socialize in general. You have this card that says you're currently under construction. Please be patient. I feel like you're not. I feel like you're completing construction. It's almost like the foundation has been built. With the tower, we always get reduced down to the foundation, then we rebuild stronger. That's the whole point. So I feel for a lot of you that this is saying that you're kind of like at that point of, building on top of your foundation. So it's not completely starting over. You have the Three of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Three of Cups, of course, is a card of socializing. It's a card of your community, so I think it would be an amazing time for you to spend time in your community. I think it would be an amazing time for you to go have celebrations, have fun with people, socialize, like I said earlier. But I really feel like you're being celebrated. Again, I feel that, major glow up vibes here, right here. Star in Ten of Pentacles and the Empress. Definitely very good for, getting attention or glowing up here. You have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands says don't give up. And it's also a card of like opening up as well. And so I do feel for those of you that want love, but even if you just want attention on your business or whatever, I think it's an amazing time to get attention and to open up. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is a card of adventure. So again, I think that it's time for you to go on an adventure. I also do feel you could be meeting a Knight of Wands, but we're not talking about someone inconsistent here. We're talking about a person, who's maybe more adventurous. But again, I kind of feel like this go with the flow energy kind of makes sense because, Knight of Wands is very spontaneous. He just kind of, does whatever, right? With the Three of Cups, you have the Moon, your energy showing up here. So again, I think you're just showing up in a strong position. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of a victory, another card of adventure. Chariot is a card that says don't be afraid to set yourself apart. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to make yourself unique. The Chariot driver is always leaving behind the city behind him, and he's going in new directions. He's going towards something new, and he doesn't really know where he's going, but he's trusting that the universe is going to guide him, and he kind of just, allows things to happen, and he experiments his way to success. So don't be afraid to try new things, like I said, and don't be afraid to allow, if you become interested in something new and you move away from something that's old, it's an amazing time for you to do that. I literally feel, as a Pisces, for you Pisces, that it's impossible not to feel this way about something, even if, it could be interesting. Like maybe you're a cat person and you're like, I want to get a dog. I know that sounds ridiculous, but those are the feelings that you could be having right now, or vice versa, right? So, it's one of those things where I would trust your feelings because it's probably leading you to something. I'm telling you right now, look at this. Knight of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely a perfect match coming in for you here. So, definitely soulmate. I think this person is different. There's something different about this person. I think that they're different than your usual type or something. I always say that to me, the Knight of Wands, the Two of Cups is someone that is different than your usual type. You have this wheel, it says indecisiveness, allowing yourself to ramble aimlessly. I feel like this is coming to an end because I feel that you have that lovers outside of love can be being at a crossroads, but it seems to me like Ten of Pentacles, Star, it seems to me like you have some guidance, so I feel like you're kind of taking action. You have this Dark Man, it says dealings with relationships with a man with dark complexion or hair. It could just be a person. You have this Turkey, it says someone behaving stupidly. I would ignore the dummies and just completely ignore it, right? That's what I would do. You have this Flower card, it says happiness on it. This is what I would focus on, is happiness and joy and bringing more joy into the world. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying this as well. So I think that there's a lot of happiness and joy and just good things coming in for you. That's what I would focus on, is the light, plain and simple. You have this ear, it says good news. I kind of feel like you're getting good news about your money or about your finances. And, this is kind of like some sort of breakthrough that I think you're having. I'm also getting something about the flow. Like we talked about this with a person, but again, if you're working on a project or a business, I kind of feel that maybe you've been trying to work towards something, but now it's like you're getting into a much better flow. And I feel the flow, is kind of guiding you. Meaning, if you're doing something and it's almost coming easily, I feel like it's the universe being like, yes, go in this direction. So trust the flow. You have the Spirit, says heartache over what you no longer have. I feel like you're getting over this past person, if that's what's going on here, or you are completely over it, just plain and simple. You have this funnel. It says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Your past 10 years or 11 years or 12 years, kind of like we said. But I feel like the benefit of the funnel is that when we funnel through life, I believe. We kind of like make a decision, we come over here. We make another decision, we come over here. And eventually we get more and more focused, right? Or that's at least hopefully what we should be doing. And so I feel like you have gone through these things so that you can have your glow up, so that you can be like super focused on what you're trying to achieve. So, damn. I really like where this is going, actually, Pisces. I would just protect your peace, protect your happiness, but it looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.